Hey, what's going on, everyone? So in this video, we're going to do a little bit behind the scenes look at what I usually do when I edit my videos. So what do I usually do with my raw, boring looking on ice footage, the type of visual tweaks that I do to it before I upload them to YouTube. So I know there's a handful of you out there who are watching the channel who already have their own channel, recording your own games and kind of posting them online. If you're one of those who aren't recording your self-play for improvement's sake, and are thinking about it, you know, this can also help you later on when you start to record your own games to add that like visual touch to your images and videos before you post them up. So let's jump on the computer and see what type of edits we can do with our raw footage. So for all the videos that I put up on the channel, I use a tool called CapCut. I do work on a Windows PC. This is also available for Mac as well, and it's also available for phones. So if you're working on either of those platforms, you can definitely find the same type of things that we're working with here. For those of you who are using a different video editing software, you basically want to find the area where you can do things like change the temperature of your video, the tint, the saturation, exposure and contrast, and things like that. Inside of CapCut, this is under something called adjustment. So inside of this area over here, some of the things that I usually do with my videos is I will increase the exposure, and then I'll increase the contrast. And the contrast is just going to make it a little more poppier between the whites and the blacks. I'll kind of scroll down a little bit here, and I'll start to add some sharpen to this. And to see the effect, we're just going to zoom in a little bit here. Sharpen is essentially going to do what it says. It's going to sharpen the image. So you can kind of see the netting over here. It's just getting a little bit more clearer. So really up to you on how much sharpen you want to add to your video. The other cool thing that you can do here is you'll see, because my camera is mounted behind the glass, you get like a bit of haze over here. You can use something called clarity, and that's going to kind of just try to remove some of that haze, like so. So that's a cool little feature here. I'm just going to zoom back a little bit. And the last thing that I usually will do with my videos is I'll just add kind of like a vignette to that. And that kind of gives it that really cool cinematic look. So generally those are all the settings that I usually do for my on ice footage. If you kind of look at the before and after, so this is how it looked like before. This is a little bit kind of dull and drab and a little bit low light, to be honest. So the lighting in the rinks aren't usually the greatest for filming. You kind of turn this on, it's gonna like really pop your videos out and just make them a little bit more brighter. Again, this is totally subjective, you know, everyone has personal taste. This is the type of look that I really like for my channel. Definitely can play around with some of these sliders to kind of create some different and interesting looks. So here's an example of where sometimes your camera settings get a little bit messed up and the white balance is not set correctly. This is off my friend's camera. His stuff comes up quite yellow, so this is definitely not how the lighting looks like inside of the rink. Really easy fix for that is just under the temperature settings, so temp. What we want to try to do, because this is really warm and yellow, we want to actually just try to cool the image down. So we're actually going to lower the temperature, so we're making it a bit colder. So we're just going to drag this towards the blue, and you can start to see we're kind of neutralize that yellow tinge there, and then we can go ahead and just like do our adjustments like exposure to kind of brighten things up, and turn the shadows up so it's a little bit brighter, sharpen, a bit of clarity, and get that looking a little bit better than originally it was. So right off the camera it kind of looked like this, and this is how it looks like afterwards. So if you're looking to add a little bit more spice to your videos, definitely look for the adjustments on the video editing software that you have and just kind of play around with some of these settings here. And again, this is totally up to you and how you want your videos to look like. This is the type of process that I like to go through for all my on ice footage. I do find things straight off the camera to be a little bit too dark, so kind of bringing up that exposure, bringing up that sharpen really kind of makes your videos look a lot more professional than straight off the camera. Let's have a look at a couple other examples of before and after footage. So I mean, you know, making these things look a little better isn't gonna like help your save percentage or stop the puck from going in. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys back on the ice when we play the top team in the league, and hopefully that turns out pretty well. So see you guys then.